So, most of you know me by now, I would imagine. My name is Ashley Gotch. I am the owner and founder of AgentWise Design and SureLink Marketing. So, some of you, like Lamont Johnson, he's going to be one of our clients. We're starting to get some of you as actual marketing clients too. So, as we're going through this presentation today, I am going to make this super simple on how you can do your own marketing. But please understand, if you need help with marketing, we do charge $199 a month to do it for you, okay? But I definitely want to walk you through on how to do everything today. So all of my presentations, as you know, have a quote. So this one says, imagine waking up every day knowing you're building your dream and not someone else's, okay? For the longest time, well, I started this technically when I was 22, okay? I'm 35 now. But before, I had this business, I was working for somebody else. And I remember thinking, I hate this. I'm like, how can I have something that I'm building for me and not building for somebody else? So it goes the same for you all. You're independent contractors, right? The sky is the limit in real estate. That's what's so cool about this career. So when you come to these trainings and when you absorb everything that you're learning, I promise you the sky is the limit. So I also put here, use the tools that are given to you to make your life easier. You're going to have better marketing. I promise you guys, you're going to spend a heck of a lot less time, less headache, and you're actually going to get noticed online and AKA grow your business. So your brokers, they have invested in this platform for you guys. So make sure you're utilizing it. So today we're going to talk about batching your content, but we're also going to talk about organizing yourself. We can have many different parts to this, but today we're going to talk about just Canva. I do teach a class that talks about organizing your CRM as well. But so why is organization, why is it key for real estate agents? It's crucial for the real estate industry because it's such a fast-paced, detail-oriented, and it requires managing multiple tasks simultaneously. So a lot of my friends and family members, they think a real estate agent, right, just opens the door and is like, hey, take a look around and I'll see you at the closing table. There are so many facets to this industry, and I know the HGTV and all the other shows are glamorizing it, but you guys are wearing many different hats. So if you aren't organized, okay, this is your big, huge reminder, like maybe today's the day where you start and get organized for the new year, okay? But here's a few reasons why it's extremely essential. So client management. Organized systems ensure that your clients' needs and their preferences and their deadlines are not overlooked, enhancing customer satisfaction and trust, okay? I can't tell you how many times, honestly, I'm not perfect in the earlier days. We kind of had this like bubble where all of a sudden we were getting all kinds of clients to us, right? And I didn't have anything organized. I was like, where's that file? Where's this? Where's that? And in the interim, I had quite a few agents that were like, Ashley, you made a typo, or Ashley, this is wrong, or hey, that's not me, right? So there are times when you get really busy, you have seasons of busy, and then you have seasons of slow, right? I don't know necessarily in Georgia if you guys, this is your slow season or busy season, but you do have those peak seasons. So when you have that moment to just basically come together and say, all right, I've got to get organized. I want to get my systems and workflow. That's what we're talking about. We want to make sure your clients are happy, you're, well rested, and all the things in between. Okay. It's also going to create an efficient workflow. So staying organized helps you prioritize tasks, meet deadlines, and avoid mistakes like I used to make, which ultimately boosts your productivity. Okay. So I know again that we're just talking about Canva, but this is for all of your systems. So please apply this presentation to everything. But when we're talking about efficient workflow, I can't tell you how many times I sit down with a realtor and they're like, yeah, I do my own marketing in Canva. I do it all myself and I do this and I do that. And I look at their graphics. First of all, I'm like, well, how long did it take you to do that? They're like, oh, like 45 minutes. That 45 minutes adds up, okay? We have streamlined that workflow for you. If you learn how to use the system, we really want you in and we want you out, okay? So when you start organizing your Canva, I promise you, you're going to do those graphics that used to take you 45 minutes in less than 2 minutes, okay? Now, marketing and lead generation. So effective organization allows real estate agents to consistently manage Marketing efforts. Track your leads, nurture your relationships, which are vital for your business growth. Time management, this is a huge one for every business, but organized agents can allocate their time better, focusing on high priority tasks and minimizing your distractions, ultimately leading to a higher productivity. So, quite a few different things, the efficient workflow and the time management, those go hand in hand of what we're learning today. We want to make sure that you all have your brand kit set up. So you can do this in the free version. You just can't, you can't have as many different layers to your brand kit, but you can have the basic, like your logo and your brand colors and your brand kit. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to show you how to create projects inside Canva. This is where you're going to keep all of your designs, like your specific listing presentations or specific, open house flyers, just list of flyers, that kind of stuff. I'll teach you how to find all of that very quickly. And then templates for reuse. So save time by using templates for commonly used items, like I just said, the open house flyers, your market updates, your testimonials, that sort of deal. I don't want anybody overwhelmed. I know we have a ton of materials in there. So like when we have a market update, we might have 50 different versions of a market update. And you're welcome to use all 50 if you want. But I honestly think that, if you pick maybe 1 to 3 at maximum that you like, I think then you should just stick with that, okay? The only reason that we put so many in there is because we don't want you all looking exactly the same. So that's why we kind of give the variety, but templates for reuse. So another thing real quick before I move forward with this, if you do not have the Canva app on your cell phone, you guys please download it and put it on your phone, okay? I get asked quite often, can I go on Agent Wise Design on the App Store? And you cannot. We're not an app, we're a website. But if you do have the Canva app, it facilitates, our templates facilitate through the Canva app perfectly, okay? So please take a second and write that down or download it on your cell phone. Now this next thing, creating your own signature layout. This is a layout of your information where we want you to grab and go. So we did load this into the membership, I'm going to say last month. So where you're going to find that real quick, and I can send Alan and Ming like a cheat sheet, per se, but where you're going to find it in the membership, you're going to log in, you're going to go to Feminine Collection, and then go to Social Posts, and then scroll down to the bottom where it says Canva Cheat Sheet. So what that looks like, and when I'm talking about, the layout of all of your information, I know this might seem a little mundane or annoying if anything, but if you fill this out one time, you won't have to do it again. And just because we decided to choose the fonts that we chose, by no means, again, I want you guys to do what you got to do for your own brand, okay? So we have a cheat sheet in there where basically most of our common frames that we use and the way we have our signature, just go ahead and put your picture in here. Go ahead and put your information, your name, and all that. Let's just say that you want the maximum logo here. Go ahead and group that together so you can basically copy and paste over and over again. I get asked quite often, they're like, do I need to just keep putting my name? Like, do I need to put Lamont Johnson, Lamont Johnson, Lamont Johnson? And I mean, you can if you want to, or if you see the way that this is laid out, while you have your templates open, you'll also have your cheat sheet open, right? And then Lamont can just come over here and copy and paste, copy and paste. So the reason why, I get asked this question as well, the reason why we put 20 in a bundle, we can put more than 20. I think you can actually put up to 200 now in a bundle, but let's just start with 20. The reason we did this is because we want you guys to work down the line. We want you to go ahead and do all of your marketing. Like if I wasn't talking you through this, I can do each one of our clients 20 different graphics in about 15 minutes. So the way I do it personally, this is what we call batching your content. But the way I do it is, again, I will pull up my client's file. So every client has their own file where we already did the cheat sheet. There's no way in the world. People are like, how do you have so many clients? How do you guys do this? And it's because we're organized. We hacked our own system. We're like, this is how we do it, and this is how you can do it, okay? So you'll, again, have your cheat sheet open, have your bundle open, and copy and paste. Then I go back through, and then I go and I add the photos. So another thing, what's cool is you can add to your cheat sheet. I don't have it on here, but you could go ahead and add like another page, and you can go ahead and cut your background out and just keep yourself cut out on this. So you're copy and pasting, okay? And then the last thing that I do is I go and add colors and or the brokerage information for our clients. So for you all, black, white, blue, or black, white, blue, silver, whomever's listening here, you guys are going to add your touches of your brand colors, okay? So let me go back to this real quick. So this is where you're going to, again, like I said, you're going to grab and go there. Now your brand hub. So they did change this. This looks a little different on my screen versus what it is now. But when you are on your home screen, okay, you are going to go over here to where it says brand. This is totally different looking now. They literally just changed this like a week ago. But there's two ways that you can make your own brand kit if you don't have one, okay? You can click these three dots and you can click create a new brand kit, or you can come over here to the little drop down and it should say add new on your own screen if you don't have one. And then you're going to click create brand kit. Now you're literally going to follow basically the guides here. So your logos, put the logos of the company. And I know that Maximum has a nice brand kit for you guys already. So take, the logos for your each individual company and load them here, and or your own logos that you use in your marketing. Please load those here as well. Your brand colors, basically you're going to come in here to colors, and you're essentially going to come over here to the three dots. Well, mine's different. Add category, add a palette, and then add a custom palette. And then you're going to go through the bottom of it and you're going to put in your brand colors. I have the Maximum blue here and the white and the black, so we'll be using that as an example. But then fonts, if you do want to add your own fonts, your photos, this is where you definitely want to put your brand photos. And these other four things, you really don't need them, to be honest with you, okay? All right, so we went through that. Now designing with your brand kit. So I'm going to pull up a bundle that I just kind of got ready real quick before this. And I just want to show you a quick way to do it. Not that the other way is not quick, but basically I have opened a bundle here. You saw we were working with. If you have your brand kit set up, okay, you can come over here to brand and you can click colors, and let's find Billy. So Billy, we're going to shuffle this. I think that's too much blue, to be honest with you. If you keep clicking it, I think that looks good, right? So you could do that, but let's be real, you guys, at the end of the day, it's not that hard to change this to be blue, right? So you can do that, but you can go through each one of these, okay? So like that looks okay, but if you keep shuffling, it's gonna basically do its thing, okay? I'm gonna undo all of this. If I were talking to, let's just say, whatever other company, like a Realty One or whomever, it's the same deal, right? Like they can come in here and get a little bit of that gold, So make sure you've got your brand kit set up, and you can do it that way. The other way, obviously, like I said, is I don't know what color this was before. Let's see. Let's get back to the original. So it was like a 10. The other way, again, you guys, if you have your brand kit set up, you're going to click what you want to be blue or black or whatever. You're going to click that color and you will see your brand kit here. So like my brand kit is, we've got a lot of this like army green or like this olive green in there. We use tan quite often. We might use blue once in a while, right? So you're going to have your own brand kit. So again, you guys, this is the fast way of doing it. You're going to have your cheat sheet open. You're going to have all of your information already filled out. Copy and paste. Go through it one time and just do your signature. Go back through it another time, put your photo. Go back through one more time and add your brand colors and boom, and your logo for the company, and boom, you're done. Okay. Now you're done with making the template. Now the fast way of posting them, please don't use Canva's tool. We actually will send you guys a training off-site because I don't have enough time to teach you this, but we already have it pre-recorded where we show you how to go in the back end of Facebook, where you can schedule it through Facebook and it will post on Instagram at the same time. Okay. I don't have time to show you guys that now, but please, for the love of everything, don't post it through Canva. And don't try to do it every single day, one by one. I mean, you can if you want, but we're trying to have you guys batch your content. So maybe you're sitting at an open house, maybe it's slow. There's your time. Be useful of your time, okay? Or maybe you say, like me, I actually block off every Monday. Well, now I do these for you guys, but every Monday I block off like admin time. This is my day. I do not take Zoom calls. I don't take client calls. I don't do any of that stuff. I am just straight focused with my team and boom, boom, boom. That's what we're doing. So I know everybody wants to fly at the seat of their pants, but a good organized business makes time for their admin stuff. Okay. You can't do everything, but you got to sometimes drill it in and say, all right, I need a moment to do these things. Okay. But when everything is said and done, when you watch that training, you'll see you can come in here and you could download them. We actually screenshot. So anybody that has a Mac, it is Command Shift 4 on the keyboard, and I actually screenshot them one by one. It is actually faster by about 3 minutes of screenshotting versus downloading, and sometimes I need that 3 minutes, and I know you do as well, okay? On a normal computer, I don't know, I think it's print screen, and you'll just screenshot too. But yeah, so when you're done with everything, please go then watch Jimmy's video where he teaches you how to schedule your content, okay? All right, now projects. This is again where you're going to stay super organized and you're going to find everything. So on my screen, it's called projects. Some of you, it might literally say folders still. But before, and I know we kind of talked about this a couple times, but again, if you didn't get on that call or haven't watched it yet, when you are on your dashboard, okay, you're going to have open all of the files that you recently opened and or worked on. I get this question a lot. They're like, how do I get rid of this? It's annoying. And I know it's annoying, but that's just how Canva says, like, hey, here's a quick little like way to get back to your recently open files, basically. But if you are needing to delete something, like I'm actually going to delete these. So what you'll do is you'll hover over it. If you need to clean it up, you'll hover over it, and whatever you need to delete, I'm going to delete these ones just to show you guys. You're going to click them, and then you're literally just going to click this little trash button. This cannot be undone. Okay, so please obviously make sure you're deleting the right things. So it's moving to my trash. Oh, okay, because I've got somebody else on that file. But basically, you can clean this up a little bit, okay? Now, where you want to, there's a couple different ways that you can add folders and whatnot, but really just go over here on the left-hand side where it says projects. Yours may say folders, but you're looking for this icon here that is a folder. Now this little plus button here, this is where you're going to add a new folder. This is also where you can upload files. This is also where you can upload a folder if a team member or something else sent you one, right? But more than likely, most people just do a new folder. So click new folder, and let's just call it M1 test. This is where you can share this with your team. So Alan and Ming and whomever, what other the brokerage is watching right now. If you guys are wanting to make internal things for your agents, like let's just say that we have inside Agent Wise Design, all of our flyers, but let's just say you're like, hey, I want to give them like a quick little like ones that are already done. This is what you could do. You could put them in the folder and then you could share it with your team, okay, like that. So then you press continue. Now, before you guys get started, this is where most people screw up, I guess. I want you guys to create all of your folders before you even get started in Agent-Wise Design. So make your folders for your commonly used things, right? Like your flyers, your holiday stuff, your social posts, your documents, okay? Go ahead and make all of those files, and then when you get into your each individual design, it's so much easier to go to File, move to Folder, and then put it in that folder, okay? Because like I promise you, if I wasn't walking you through this, you will start batching your content this way, I promise, in less than 2 hours, okay? And I'm talking making the designs and scheduling them in less than 2 hours, okay? 20 posts, that's enough for an entire month, okay? All right, any questions real quick? We don't have too many people on here. Any questions on the project side. No questions. Okay. So click projects. You're good to go with that. Now I do offer this service. This is brand new, and I'm not trying to sell you guys, but it is helpful, I think. It is 150, but what we do is we go ahead and make you a cheat sheet, okay? So we go and take your photos, we put your all that stuff together. We go ahead and make all of your folders inside Canva, and we go ahead and load all of our content that's already in our HMY's design. So as you can see, this is one of my clients. She's local to me actually, but Diane. So Diane was like, Ash, I know you're telling me do it this way. She's like, I just don't have time and I want to be in and out, you know? So basically it's 150. I can give you guys that. This is the checkout link for that. It is definitely helpful, I promise. I think everybody can do it themselves, but again, if you're just like, I don't want to, that's what that's on. And then also included in that 150, we do jump on a one-on-one call for 45 minutes. It's about 45 minutes to an hour, where we just basically go through, and again, I teach you again, like, hey, you know, Carla, this is how you do this. This is how you do that, okay? So what that is, that's all included there. Now, again, why batching your content? So batching your content for social media refers to that process of creating and organizing your multiple pieces of content in one focused session and one thread, okay? So rather than creating and posting each piece individually on an ongoing basis, this approach is designed to save you time, maintain consistency, and reduce the stress of last-minute content creation. For example, for your real estate business, you could batch content by dedicating one day. Remember, I told you guys take one day a month or one day a week or whatever to create the post for your new listings, another for educational tips, home buying, testimonials, etc. Okay, and then you'll schedule them 1 month to maintain a consistent online presence. You can also batch reels, which we have inside the membership. You can batch your video content, so you can have like one day, like I know that, how would you say this? Like a real estate photographer or a lifestyle photographer. Nowadays, they're starting to offer B-roll. So you might say to your photographer, hey, you know, this is my day I need to batch content. This is the day that I need to create a bunch of content so I can go back in and make different videos, right? Well, I think where a lot of people screw up there too is they wear the same outfit. Just switch your top, okay? Switch your outfit, put a different dress on, different top, whatever, and go and do a bunch of different content. So you might want to block out. I would say some of my clients, they're actually blocking out once a month. Some of them are blocking out once a quarter. They'll do a quarterly brand shoot or a quarterly batching of their B-roll. But there's different ways that you guys can do that. But I definitely would get into that. I guess that headspace of making sure that you're doing one day, at least a month, okay, where you're doing all these different things. It's going to save you so much time. And also, speaking of, I don't have this in here, but I do this personally. Like, let's just say that I need to batch content for a client and they send me different reels and all different times of the month. Like this one lady, she will send me, she's top 100 in the country, okay? And she's like, Ash, I just did this conference, I did that, and she'll text me at midnight, whatever, right? But what I do is I have a folder in my personal cell phone for her, and every time she sends me something, I put that into that folder, okay? Because if I need to go back and get content, I know where it is. I'm not looking through my camera roll. So that's just a suggestion, is also make folders in your cell phone too. Like, let's just say that you take, you're out to eat and you want to use one of our templates for, I don't know, this little food joint or whatever it is, but you didn't have time to post it right then and there. You can go and take those photos and like put them in folders like use later or title it, whatever it is. Okay. So batching your content works that way as well. Now, the rinse and repeat process. So when it comes to mastering your content pillars, you all should know your content pillars. A couple of key steps to do this is look at your competitor analysis, look at your data analytics and how you can do that. I'll see if Jimmy, yeah, let me write this down. I'll see if Jimmy can film a little video, just a quick little video to show you where you can look at your analytics in the back end of your Facebook and your Instagram, where you can see what people are looking at, right? So if you get more engagement on more of your personal type of stuff, or you get more engagement on the educational stuff, maybe that's the type of content your audience likes, right? This is not a one size fits all. I promise you. I've got a, a lot of multiple personalities to manage, but I have some agents that they just straight up do not do anything local. And then I have some agents where that is like their whole demeanor behind their business. They want to be that local, guide to their city, right? So you will know when you go look at your analytics what your people are looking at, and then you start, making that framework basically for your business. So that's why I tell everybody, I'm like, just because I have these in here, that does not mean that you need to use all 20 of these. You might have a mix and a match of different things, okay? But irregardless, the ideology is you want to put them on one thread and you want to batch your content, okay? Does that make sense? So I think that's all we have for, yeah, I think the rest of this is just kind of like my normal presentation. But we've got, let's say, we got a half an hour. So any questions, I want to be able to show you guys in real time on how to do whatever you need to learn here.
Hey Ashley, this is Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi, you said the back end of Facebook. How do we get in touch? Do you have a recording of that so I can take a look at that later on, or do you have
Yes,
time to go over it?
yes, yeah, that's what I was saying. So my husband, yeah, because that will actually take a little bit of time, but my husband will, I'll see if he can go film a quick video on the analytics on the back end of stuff. So for example, I think I'm running an ad right now for this company. Oh, what are they called? Ultimate. It's like a electrical company. Let me see if I can get into this real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not I know how to get the analytics. I need to know how to post the contents, not from Canva itself.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's the video you will watch of Jimmy. So essentially, you will go in, you will make whatever content thread you're doing, okay? You'll download it, screenshot it, and basically he'll tell you in that video you're going to have it on your desktop. And then he teaches you guys in the back end of Meta or Facebook, whatever you want to call it. He teaches you how to connect your Instagram if it's not connected, okay? And then he teaches you basically like how to find good verbiage, so ChatGPT, to go along with your graphics, and then he teaches you how to schedule it. So you're basically knocking out that whole calendar. Some people may not. Now there's some things you can't schedule, right? Like if you've got a last minute, like I've quite a few of our clients, I feel bad lately. They've had closings. Kind of fall apart at the closing table. And so, like, let's just say that from the company standpoint, we already had their flyer scheduled, but it didn't close. Like we got to go in and we got to unschedule that real quick. There are times where like a price change, and you might have a client that's like, hey, Wendy, hurry up and get that out there for me, right? You can't hurry up and get anything out there if you're not organized. But if you have your folder, you've got it where it says this is listings. If you have it on your phone, let's just say you're not in front of a computer, you can boom, boom, boom. You can do it in about 5 minutes and go and schedule that or post it, obviously out there. And then, of course, there's times too where like local stuff like that might be happening, or let's just say like something like I know right now we're doing a lot of like backpack drives and turkey drives and that kind of stuff. Like, unless you have it really planned out for the whole month, like that kind of stuff, you'll post sporadically. But I want to show you guys hopefully. Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
I had a couple of questions. One is, why don't you like Canva posting? And the kind of follow-up question for that one is we also have some folks that do things like Hootsuite, Buffer, Social Pilot. Are those a good alternative, or do you still really recommend going right into the back door of Facebook and then into
Using Meta. So for the longest time, Ellen, I want to say like 6 or 7 years, we used Hootsuite. I loved Hootsuite. And then Hootsuite was like, hey, you got to pay more money. And I was like, oh, forget it. Hootsuite was kind of in Buffer More so Hootsuite. Hootsuite was one of those where Facebook kind of has partnership with them on like the back end of stuff. So they allowed it more into the reach. But then Meta was like, you know what, we're going to build our own platform, our own scheduling platform. So Facebook's just a little like weird where they like their own tools and they push your content out more when you use their tools. So another thing, this is just a side note though, but like when you, here, let me pull this up. I don't know if I can do it because I just logged into, yeah, I just logged into Rodney's. But when you are on your personal page, like when I say all the tools, like there's a button that says check in, right? There's a button where you can mention any of those tools that will help you guys boost a little bit higher in that feed. But at the end of the day, remember, Facebook wants you to spend money to push out a little bit more, okay? But when you use the third parties like Canva and Hootsuite and all those, you're just not getting as much bang for your buck, I guess. Is what I'm saying. So use the Meta. Meta came out with this, I'm going to say a couple years ago, and I completely ditched Hootsuite. I liked Hootsuite because it showed me the analytics, like right there, but it's not hard to find your analytics either, which that's what I'm showing you guys here. So when you are like in the back end of your dashboard, this is what Jimmy will probably teach you. You're going to go over where it says, let me get back. Well, it said insights. Yeah, okay, so you're going to be in the back end of your page, and then you're going to click insights. And this is basically going to show you, you know, the top content. It's going to show you what you're looking, you know, all your analytics. So if I go through and I can see all, I could see literally what is going, like this is one of my clients now. He's spending a little bit of money, but like this one had 5 interactions versus this had 23 interactions. They liked the testimonials. They supported that more. So if your page sees that, you guys, we have everything inside the membership. You basically would come over to feminine or masculine, and let's just say you need a testimonial. That is quite literally its own block. You come in here. Or if you need something that's more local, you'll go find local stuff, right? So market updates, we have everything there, but you have to first look at all your analytics to see what people are kind of jiving with, right? And even as marketers, there's some stuff that we post, like the client might ask us, like, hey, I really want to do like this one lady, she does like a wine down Wednesday, where we talk about like fun facts about wine. It's just something more so near and dear to her. None of her people even interact with it. So, you know, you gotta, I know it's tempting like to post all the things you like, but you really gotta, the point is, right, you want your audience to engage with you so you can engage back and get some real business going, okay? So
Hard to be social without social, right?
yeah, like you know, like I am I actually got yelled at the other day, and I was like, there's a point where you kind of get to the point where you're just like, there's so much noise on social media. But I got yelled at the other day by a friend. She's like, Ashley, you're posting too much business. And I tell people, I said, when you got to understand, like social media is not just to sell people things. You have to be social. So you have to mix in a little bit of that, like, you know, like that personal touch. So you could still be business and it could still be on your business page. But like, let's just say Wendy, let's just say you're out to lunch at a brand new restaurant. Remember how I told you use Facebook's tools? So there's a button that says check in. Check into that restaurant. Maybe give them a good review, and more than likely those they start sharing those, but irregardless, Facebook like prioritizes that, if you will. So now you've got like business stuff, but you got a little bit personal because you're like, it's about food, you know, or maybe it's a picture of you, you know. So it's a nice even thing there. Makes sense. Um, but yeah, now back to, let me think if there's anything else I wanted to show you guys here. Um, Your time management, I mean, this is just an exercise that I had to do at one point when I was a realtor. You really want to set a time. So I want you guys not to use Agent Wise Design. I want you guys to go and make a flyer for yourself, but put a timer and see how long it actually takes you to do it, okay? And then I want you to do the same flyer, but use one of our templates that you already have set up for yourself and see the time management there. okay? Because a lot of people, they don't realize like Canva is such a fun platform. I get it. I'm in here too all day. But like you can really get sidetracked, okay? So we want to make sure you're using your time efficiently.
Can I also make one other comment real quick?
Mhm.
And that is, please trust Ashley and Agent Wise.
Yes.
We've had, I've been talking to several agents, and they're like, "Oh, we really love it," but then they take a design, and then they change the picture, and then they change the font, and then they change this, and they change that. They just spent 30 minutes
Hmm.
basically making their own design when you could have just taken that, used your brand, throw on your name and your picture, and now just what you're showing with the batching content. I've just seen where, and it's real easy to get into like design, like you become a designer and not a real estate agent kind of thing. Like you're just
Yeah.
working on all these designs and that kind of stuff, and that's why we have Agent Wise, so that you don't have to be the designer. Not only that, and I say this with the greatest amount of love, that sometimes the stuff that we make as real estate agents, it looks like, when you
Best.
see that ad for the for sale by owner, and you're like, oh, if only they had a real professional help them with that. We kind of look like the for sale by owner people when we
Yeah.
try and do some of these things. So please, I'm begging you, and I say it with love, trust Ashley and her team for some of these things. So
Yeah.
if you don't mind me jumping in and saying that, like, I
Oh,
just see that sometimes we spend too much time and sometimes we don't. We're not designers, right? We should be out selling houses.
yes, and I appreciate that. And I mean, it happens with my other customers too. They will take it and just chop it up. I'm like, what happened? Because you guys really, at the end of the day, you have to understand people are judging you in this world. They are prejudging you. If I get this question so often, they're like, a matter of fact, I just saved this lady $5,000. Okay. She was ready to go pay Google a bunch of money for SEO. And I'm like, you do understand, like, yeah, people Google, right? But they also look you up on social media. So if you don't have a social media presence, you guys, your phone is not going to ring with no effort. I'm sorry. You have to put some effort. You have to also look good because people are going to judge that, okay? So I know it's tempting to use AI and do all these crazy things nowadays, but just know, like, we're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why are your boobs out? Why does that look like that? Like, you have to, you have to be, you got to be real, okay? I want to show you guys something real quick though. So this is something I think that's cool, and I might add this to my presentation. So when you are, let's just say that you have all of your folders set up, okay? You have every single download or every single design downloaded. They're in your folders, all that. I'm going to show you because ours are in there, obviously. I want to show you how fast it is to make a thread. So if you didn't know, Instagram changed the sizing. Hold on, let me see for you. Oh no, what happened? Hold on. Social media. So Instagram changed the sizing. It is no longer a square. If you are still using the square, I want you, and I'm telling you, this is an exercise as well. Go look at your Instagram feed. You will see that it's cut off. Okay. They just switched this a couple, like maybe 6 months ago. So you're going to go over to create, and you're going to click social media, and you're actually going to type in Instagram up here, but you're looking for the one that says Instagram 4.5. All of our templates inside of Agent Wise Design that are not documents are sized for 4.5. So if it's testimonial, it's obviously a social post. If it's a market update, it is 4.5. But I'm going to show you how to make your own thread real quick, okay? If you have your folders organized, you're going to click Instagram 4.5. So let's just say that you planned out, or you are planning out the month of December, okay? Now, obviously, we're going to play off of the holidays. So if you don't celebrate the holidays, of course, just, kind of disregard this. But the first thing y'all are going to do, right? You're going to come up here, you're going to title it. So let's just say December, December content realtor, okay? Then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to file and you're going to move it to a folder. So maybe that folder is called December. Okay. So you're going to move it to the folder. Now, if you are just quickly wanting to add certain designs or you're planning out your content, I know this is kind of funny and backwards, but you're going to go to projects, you're going to go to folders. Mine just happens to be in something called feminine or masculine. So I can search it, but I'm actually going to find it here. Feminine, I've got all different kinds of folders inside feminine. I'm looking for holiday. So let's just find holiday bundles. Now in that one, I'm looking for winter, and then in that one, I'm going to find my Christmas ones, okay? So when you organize your folders and you have your folders, watch how quick it is to just boom. Okay, now I need another one. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one, you know, whatever. So you really can take our designs. They have to be in your Canva first. Remember, set up your folders, put them all in there, and then go and work this thread this way. Because I know it's annoying. You gotta like, oh, where did Ashley put that one template? Where did Ashley do this? Where, you know, I get it. Okay. And that's why I started offering that service too. It takes us about an hour and a half. So let's just say it might take you guys maybe 2 hours, or maybe you do it in an hour and a half too. But that 150, it does take us about an hour and a half to download each one, put them in your folder, make your cheat sheet, and do all that. It's not hard to do, but basically you set up your folders first. You'll download it, move it to folder. Download it, move it to folder. It's just like tedious, if anything, okay? But when everything is said and done, you will have your folders just like this. Now, let's just say the month of December, I want a market update. Okay, you could come over here again to feminine templates. I've got my folders organized where it says market update. And let's just say I want this one. Boom. Okay. So get your thread essentially set up the way you want it for your own business. And then again, remember you guys, you're going to have your cheat sheet open, copy and paste, go through again with your headshot, and then go through again with your colors. Okay. Is that easy, Alan?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sitting there digging that like, oh, that's it right there, like set up your
That's
whole month, plug
it.
them all in, and then boom, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
done. I know people, they're like, because we actually have almost 1,300 clients now, proud of that, marketing clients. And they ask me all the time. Now there's 9 of us now. I just hired a new girl. But they ask us, or they ask me like, how do you have like all these people? And I'm like, it is a lot to manage, obviously. But it's like we work like a system. Like every single client, has their own thread.
Hmm.
Like I know so like, and we have notes on each client too, but like, let's just say Lamont hasn't started with us yet, but let's just say Lamont's like, yeah, like I really like, this specific thing. Like we're gonna have that note and we know what our templates are to go find it. Believe it or not, I have some clients that don't want the market update, so we omit that each month, you know. Um, but yeah, it's really fast, you guys. So it takes you taking a moment to just literally shut down for a second and organize your business again. Like for me, I remember hanging my head. We were leasing an office at a Remax. It's like actually the second most busy Remax in the country, local to me by volume. And so essentially all those agents, they're just sharks in the water, right? And they were driving me crazy. And the broker came up to me and she's like, what's wrong? Like I was so stressed out. I was like hanging my head. I was like, just, doing this one day. And she's like, what's wrong? She's like, you need to take one day. And this was years ago. She's like, you need to take one day a week and you need to have an admin day. You don't take any meetings. I know you're a hustler and you want to sell, sell, sell. And I do, but I was like, I can't keep it all together you know? So I would say most of my top agents, the ones that I can sell are doing 60, 70, 80 deals a year plus. They definitely have prospecting hours and they absolutely have admin days. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is fun, you guys. Do you have, I know I've asked this before, I don't know if it was you or another broker, but do you guys have, I know you have the blue, like the actual blue color, but do you guys have a company-wide brand kit that the agents can just take and go with?
what we have is we have all of our logos and colors and those kind of things uploaded in our own internal system, paperless pipeline, where they can go and access all those.
Okay. Do me a favor, Alan, get me access to that. I'll make a brand kit for everybody, but I'll just make it clear though, each brokerage switch out your own logo though, okay? And I know
Will do.
Tracy's kind of the only one that needs to have that like silver, you know.
I'll send it to you as soon as we get out of here.
Okay, so I'll make you guys all a brand kit. So essentially, remember, you're going to, you can keep it in your cheat sheet too. I would. I'd keep your logo so you could just quickly, access your, matter of fact, let me see if I can find Diane. I'll show you what Diane's looks like. That lady, here she is. So what we do internally, we actually put a link, like we hyperlink back to their Facebook page. But we go ahead and put her logos, we put the logo of her company, and we just have it laid out. So you see how we're like, okay, November, December content, we just went ahead, like she's already posted actually through January. That's how fast you can do these, okay?
Hmm.
So unless Diane message or emails us and say, hey Ash, I got a new listing, or hey Ash, I've got this cool testimonial that comes in, like it's just extra content that we can put out for her. We're already done through January for pretty much all of our clients. I
How
like
often are you posting? Is it
we
once a
post Monday
day?
through Friday. Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah. Now the custom content though is only Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, essentially you guys all of November, all of December, and all of January already. So as clients say, Ash, I got this, I got that, then we go in and work for them in the interim, obviously. But it's very, very simple to do. All right. So any more questions on this? It's not easy. This is definitely going to take you guys a couple hours. But that couple hours is going to save you so much time, I promise. So much time.
Well, that's the thing. It's just about investing in your business in a smart way as opposed to just playing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody have any questions for Ashley? Now's
Now,
the time to jump in and hit her up.
matter of fact, Linda, Chris, are you there? I know she's kind of jumping in for technology.
I'm here. Good
Hey girl,
morning.
good morning. So do you like, can you, I guess, regurgitate all this for everybody too?
I can.
Okay, great.
We got a meeting on Wednesday.
Nice. Yes, anything that is going to make you guys, and included in this, by the way, if you didn't see it, let me find it. No, not that one. Hold on. In this, included in here, you guys, I did add, if you didn't get it already, I did put the like cheat sheet that we actually have different like codes. So there's so many things. I don't really think it's necessary to teach a class, but there's a lot of text shortcuts on your keyboard. Like me, for example, like I know it sounds kind of lazy or funny at the time, but I don't download anything. We screenshot it. I'll download it if it's a PDF or a video, but if it's a photo, screenshotting it. If I need to copy and paste, I'm actually using my keyboard versus my mouse. Like I have found those little things make you and help you design a lot faster. So I did put all these little things in here as well. So, all right, guys. Well, if you know other questions, that's good to go then.
I actually have one question.
Yeah. Hi.
So, hey, I'm one of the branch managers here at Maximum One. I was wondering, so the 150 deal that you offer, that's to download everything into the Canva as far as like putting folders and everything like that as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. So they're individual canvas. Yep.
Okay. And as far as like the monthly content where it's like themed and everything, like the holidays, do y'all download that every month as well as part of that or no?
Yeah, so we download it like whatever's in there now. So, and then that's why I said I jump on that call for about 45 minutes to an hour to teach them how to do what we just did, like a lot faster. Um,
Okay.
because we load new content every single month too. So there's always going to be like this upcoming month. I've got like I try to get a head start a little bit. I just didn't tell anybody yet, but like we're loading, I think 70 different templates, but like I started putting like the holiday letters, for example, like we started putting, this kind of stuff. So when I did Diane, that lady Diane, when we just organized her files, these weren't in there yet, but she knows to check our emails and make sure that this kind of stuff is in there, going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. That's a good
All right.
question. So,
Anybody have anything else for Ashley?
Oh, yes, I do, Ashley. Hi, Ashley. I'm Letty Hill. Quick question. So I see, you explained about the 150. What about one-on-one training? Do you have that too?
I
One-on-one?
do. Yep, I do. Depending, I have actually a free one-on-one, so it's 30 minutes, but we do charge 199 for like more than 30 minutes. So because I find most of the time most people like they realize like okay, like for example, we actually do charge 399 a month, but you guys get it for 199. And I think most people, even at the 399, when I go through, hey, do this, do that, they're recognizing how much time it's going to take them and then they just hire us. So I don't feel right, like we call that like kind of like our consultation call, I guess. But true training one-on-one, we do charge 199 per hour.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but you can learn quite a bit in a half an hour. But like I said, it's you got someone like Lamont and we have a couple of you of the agents now or whatever, but it's like we want you focusing on selling. You have to look good, but we want to make sure you're selling houses, not playing in Canva.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, this is Wendy. I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
We've talked about the 199 and then there's the 150. Is there a way that part of the 199 service you would also at least do a little bit of the 150 portion of it? Not all. Can we?
No, that's a good question. We actually do. So all of my clients do have that set up. So because we have to internally do it for them anyways, like on our end. But then there's things like what we don't do for our marketing clients, which is like the newsletters. We don't do your listing presentation. We don't do any of your documents. So I want to make sure my clients have like their postcards. I want to make sure that they have all of that and they're utilizing it because people ask me all the time too. They're like, your digital marketing, that's one thing. What do you think about postcards? I think print marketing is still relevant, So all of our clients, I mean, you guys have it anyways, but all of my marketing clients, they also get agent-wise design and we do set them up. It just kind of got to a point very recently that we started charging for outside people that were not marketing clients because they were like, I need help in my Canva. And I was like, you know what? That is a service because it does take me about an hour and a half.
Thank you.
Yeah. So hopefully that helped answer that. But yes, Wendy, if you're thinking about being a client, any of you, like we have, let me put it here actually. I don't know if Alan and everybody has it, but I have a calendar, calendly.com. Keep this, you guys. This is basically like my link. And again, make sure you guys unblock my email if it's in the spam or whatever. But I have like a newsletter class this month. I have a AI class at the beginning of December, like a really not just your basic ChatGPT, like it's a good class. I have all kinds of classes that we email out to you guys, but that is my calendar. If anybody ever says, hey, I want that one-on-one or hey, I want to hire for marketing, use that link, okay?
All of our
Hey,
branch
Ashley.
managers have that too. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Ashley, is there a place in AgentWise that lists out all of the services you offer and what's in like in a sort of like how we have a brand kit? Is there one place in AgentWise that we can go to find out what the current services that we already get in comparison to what's the added service if we want those individual services?
There's not, but you gave me a great idea of making that. And I'm actually going to make that into, remember, Linda, we showed y'all websites a little bit. I'm going to make that into a Canva website for you guys. So that's a great idea. So we'll make a list of our services. There's not too many, but we just started doing flow desk and different email marketing and stuff too. But I will make it where it's interactive, where you've got my calendar link. You've got these little links where you can go in and like if you want to ever purchase that and that sort of stuff. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a really good idea, Linda.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, Linda, I think it was Linda, Tiffany Banks, and someone else. We had a really good call the other day, and Linda sat 3 hours with me on Canva. So we learned quite a bit, I think. That's a great
Awesome
idea.
It was a
sauce.
great class.
Thank you.
All right, last chance. Anybody have anything else for Ashley? Looks like about it. Ashley? Oh,
This is Wendy. Please send us your calendar.
Yes, but it's in the
yeah,
chat, Wendy.
it's in the
Go to-
chat.
Okay. I
Yeah,
don't.
love to talk with you. Okay, well, you guys stay. Is it cold there now? Are you getting snow?
Oh, no, we don't get snow, but it's brisk. Well, let's go with that.
It's brisk. We're
Yeah.
pretty soon moving to like the Nashville area. In the spring, we're moving there.
Oh,
And my sister just texted me. She's like, "It's snowing in Murfreesboro." I was like, "Oh man, I can't." I'm
well, they
originally
get some
from
snow.
Ohio,
Yeah.
so I know about snow, but I've been spoiled for. We've been here for 16 years in South Florida, so it's hot. I'm over it.
Prepare for culture shock. There you go.
Mhm. Exactly. All right, y'all. Well,
All
have
right.
a good rest of your week. Please do those exercises too. I want to see you guys, and let Alan and Ming and everybody know how long you are spending because I think it's kind of good to know that.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. We
Okay,
appreciate you so
welcome.
very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, guys.